morning, students. Today I am going to tell you one story, and the name of the story is The Question of Trust. This is from your supplementary reader, Footprints Without Feet. When you listen to the title, A Question of Trust, look at the picture. What is there is trust. Now, to whom are we going to trust? What happens if the people who we trust cheated us? How are we going to feel? Are we going to come back again? There are many questions we need to think before we trust somebody. Okay, now this is a nice story written by Victor Canning. Let us see what he wrote in this story. Victor Canning, he was born 16 June 1911 and died 21st February 1986, and he was a British writer and he wrote many novels and thrillers, and his story, he was very famous in 1950s, 1960s and even 1970s. And these are the few books what he has written. They are Discoveries, His England, Rainbow Pattern, The Runways and Queen's Pawn. These are the few books what he has written. Now, this picture tells us that there is a thief. So now there is one saying that a thief only can help the others to catch a thief, or even thieves also have some honor. So who is that? Which proverb is that going to fit for this story? Who has cheated? Whose trust he could not get? So that is the story about here. So it's about a thief. Now, Horace Danby is a bachelor of 50 years and he lived with his housekeeper and he suffered with hay fever. So what is hay fever? Hay fever is which will make the people sneeze, and when there is pollen grains. Okay, that's the allergy caused by dust or pollen grains. Okay, now he also had a business, lock business, with 2 helpers. So he gave employment for 2 people and those 2 people are helping him, and his business is making locks. So because of that business, he commanded respect in that society. So people started giving him respect because he was earning, doing some business, and he also had a good habit of reading books. But the narrator keeps one doubt here with something. What was that? He is going to tell us that that once he was kept in prison and he was really afraid of that. He did not want to go back again to the prison. So this tells us that he is in a habit of stealing. So what is he stealing? When he is stealing? So despite of that, Horace robbed a house once in a year. So every year he used to do only one robbery. Okay. Now he would plan the robbery carefully, and once successful would live off the money for the rest of the year. So he will keep that money and he will lead his life for the remaining year after stealing one house once in a year. So he must have been planning that robbery very well. So other weakness of this Horace is he loves reading expensive books. So he used to use that money and he used to go and buy expensive books from bookseller. And now Horace was therefore very confident that this year also he was will be successful in robbing a house and getting the money. So he had already chosen his target, and that was Shotover Grange, one house. Okay, and he was watching that house for almost 2 weeks every day and knowing each and every detail of that house. So from his observation, he came to know that the owners of the house are not going to live in London, and the house was empty. And he also came to know that there were 2 people who are living in that house, servants, and that day they went out to watch a movie. So they kept that key near the kitchen door and then they went. So now he started dreaming. So what could be there in the safe? So he thought that there will be at least 15,000 pounds worth jewelry in that safe, and he would easily get on with that money for that 1 year, and he could even plan to buy the books, whatever he wanted to buy. So now he was going now to rob that house. So before going, taking the key, what did he do? He wore the gloves and went to the door and took the key which is there near the kitchen door. Why he wore the gloves? You know that. He is going to rob the house and there he should not have his fingerprints anywhere. So he was a little bit careful. When he entered the house, he was welcomed by a dog. And now he knew very well how to attract the dog. So the only thing what he did is calling the dog by its name. And the dog felt that maybe he was a person who comes to that house very frequently and did not bark and kept quiet. So when he entered the room, there were flowers on the table and that triggered his hay fever and started sneezing again, and he went there into the room where there is safe. So when he went there, he saw the locker and felt very confident that this is very easy locker and he can easily open that. So he kept all the tools down there and went to switch off the alarm, burglar alarm. So he went there, and while he was going there, he started thinking, these rich people have no common sense at all. Because he read about this house in a magazine where entire house is very clearly described, including the safe, where it is, and behind the picture, this safe is there, everything is written. So he felt these rich people are really very foolish. So he went there and switched off the alarm and came back again. And as he came back again, he started sneezing because of that smell of the flowers. So he went back again, and when he started his work, he heard somebody asking him, what was that? Was it cold or hay fever? And without looking at the place from where that voice is coming, he just told hay fever. Then again that voice told him that means you are going to have really a tough time to complete your work. Like, why don't you go and meet a doctor and get it tested and take proper medicine? When he heard that, he looked back and he saw, what did he see? A beautiful, pretty girl with red colored dress and who was also very young. So now, hoping to avoid the trouble, Horace answered with a smiling face, very charmingly, that he did not expect anybody to be at home. Then she told, even she did not expect that she would be meeting a robber who would rob the house. Then, as she saw him, she asked, what was he going to do now? Then he told that he wanted to run. Then the woman told, even if you run, I am sure that police will come and catch you. Then Horace thought for a minute. Then she told that even if you run, I can easily call the police and see that you are arrested. Then that made him go a little bit back. Then he told that I'm going to cut the telephone wire. Then, though you may cut the telephone wire, but I saw you now, so I can give a proper description and I see that the police will come and arrest you. Then this made him go a little bit back again. Then she asked, then he told that I am going to tie up you with some rope and then physically, and then I'll go and take the jewelry in the locker, because it won't take much time. It will take just 1 hour or 2 hours. Then she was surprised. Are you going to hurt me? Then he came back. Okay, no, I won't do that. But please, don't give this message to police. Don't see that I am arrested. Then the woman very angrily told that people like you are really very problematic to this society. And I must see that people like you must be arrested. Then Horace protested, saying that he is not going to loot all the people. He was going to loot only the rich people. And so, please don't tell that. But the lady did not listen. So now he was thinking about his life again in the prison. And he told that he was very much afraid of being in the prison. So please don't tell. Then the woman now asked Horace for a favor in exchange. So she was just started moving like that very casually, went to a place, took the silver box and took a cigarette and kept that in her mouth, and immediately Horace removed his clothes and took the lighter and lighted the cigarette. Now she asked, I want one favor from you, only then I can allow you to be free. I am not going to tell you the police. Then immediately she told that I have forgotten the code, the one which I used to open the safe. My husband was there in London and I could not ask him. So now I want to open that because I want to attend a party. So please help me to open the locker. Then immediately Horace felt very happy and he opened the locker and took out the jewel box and gave her. Look at that, he did not wear any gloves there. And then told that okay, I am leaving, and then he said goodbye and went away from that place. So as he told that I am not going to rob anybody, I'll be a good man, please don't see that I am arrested. So for 2 days he was behaved like a very good boy without even looking into getting the thought of robbing any house. But third day again his desire to have the costly books, expensive books came to his mind again, and again he started planning the house. But before that robbery could be finalized or plan anything, he was arrested by the police. So now because they found that his fingerprints were there everywhere in the stove range. So he was arrested for that. Now when he was there in the prison, he used to tell the police people that I did not steal that. The owner of the house told me to open the locker and give that to them. He told, but the police did not listen to this story. Then he got it out. Maybe that girl was not the owner. Maybe it was she who trapped him by doing all that. He just got some doubt upon that. So when they called that owner of the house, she told that she did not even know him and she did not even tell him to do that. Then he was very sure that it was a trick of the lady in red. So he was there in prison, which he was really very much afraid of. Now he is assistant librarian in the prison library and gets very angry whenever people tell that even thieves have honor, some honor. Then that is where the thief does not betray another thief. But here he was robbed, he was betrayed by another thief, so he did not believe in that. He was very angry. So had not been for that girl, he would not have been in prison. So he was very angry for that. Okay, children, this is the story, and after this story, there are few questions. Answer those questions and read the story one more time. Okay, if you have any doubts, call me and clarify your doubt. Thank you.